Good morning, boys. In this first part of the lesson, we're going to do a basic explanation of decimals and place value. You only need to watch this video if you're not very confident with place value or if you don't understand things like tenths, hundredths and thousandths. So if we have a look first, we've done place value when we're looking at whole numbers. So something like 2,310 means you've got 110, 300s, no ones, and 2,000s. Now, if we split up a whole number into 10 pieces, we could say have 3 of those pieces. Hundredths means a whole number is split up into 100 pieces, so we could have 4 of those. And thousandths, again, it's split up into 1,000 pieces. So, if we have a look at what that means, let's look at tenths first. So, let's say we have a whole number here. If it is divided up into tenths, that means 10 pieces where we have 1 of those tenths. So you have 1 block out of 10. What that means is 1/10 or 0.1. If we have a look at what that looks like on a number line, we have 0.1 here. So it means 1 is split into 10 pieces. Something like 2/10 would be 2 out of 10, which we would write as 0.2. Alright, so let's have a look. Something like this, what would we write that as a decimal? Hopefully you got 0.5, 5/10. What about the next one? Slightly trickier. Okay, we've got 1 whole amount, plus we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it becomes 1.7. 1 whole amount plus 7 extra tenths. Okay, so if we're looking at tenths here, 0.3 means you have 3 out of those tenths. So if it was carved into tenths, there's 1/10, 2/10, 3 of those tenths, so 3 of those columns out of 10 would be coloured in. If we had a look at hundredths, that is 3 out of 100. So in this case, it would only be 3 blocks out of the 100 coloured in. If you have a look at the first one, this 0.3, this is the same as 30 hundredths. So you can see here, 10, 10, and 10, whereas here, you've only got 3 hundredths. So if we have a look, something like 0.12, you've got 1/10 and 2 hundredths, or you've got 12 hundredths, same thing. A slightly bigger one, 1 whole amount and 23 hundredths, so it'd be this whole thing, 2/10 and 3 hundredths, or 23 hundredths, you'd colour in the same amount. Alright, now if you're not confident with greater than or less than, or you've forgotten how to compare decimals, if you want something on place value, or comparing fractions, decimals and percentages, I've put a bunch of clips on the slides for you to have a look at. Other than that, we'll start going through the examples.